Welcome to the Moon Magic channel, to the Moon Magic Tarot channel, and welcome to the weekly guidance from Spirit readings that I post every Sunday. Now, because we have a new moon tomorrow, we are doing an Archangel reading. I'm feeling this card actually for reading number one. What we're going to do is draw a card to guide you in together. We also have extra guidance from these beautiful crystal angels. I'm then going to give you the weekly lunar updates, and we have quite an intense week coming, but I'm going to talk you through all of that and also give you additional information about the coming month, because we're effectively starting, a new moon phase, a new tribal moon phase. We're moving into the energy of storyteller, and it's very, very interesting how things show up within the moon phases, the tribal moon phases that really bring us very specific kind of life learning things, at a level of soul. So this is reading number two. So let's first of all draw our cards, and I'll fill you in a little bit more with those things in a moment. And this is reading number three. Okay, so these are the Angel Answers cards. These are the ones we're using just to guide you in, and I'm going to draw a rune and a charm as well, and we have the energy of these crystal angels. And I will also then be using, I have just a ton of beautiful angel cards here. Okay, so reading number one, it's up to you. Wow. Okay, what's happening with you guys? Reading number one, it's up to you. And we have the Opalite angel. Opalite is an angel that helps us to verbalize our underlying feelings, actually. It helps with all forms of communication. So, reading number one, it's up to you. Reading number two, our card is Take Action. Wow, this is a very dynamic set of readings. I am really, really excited already. Reading number two, Take Action, and we have the Cherry Quartz angel. Cherry Quartz is, it brings the energy of, basically it brings more energy. It's like it brings an increase in energy and sometimes a shift in fortune. Take action, and it helps us to move through if we're stuck or we're not certain about something. It helps us to sort of step over the obstacle, find our way forwards, basically get unstuck. So take action, reading number two. Reading number three to guide you in. Oh wow, big happy changes. This is gorgeous. Okay, so big happy changes for reading number three, and we have the Black Obsidian angel. And Black Obsidian is it's a warrior stone. Black Obsidian offers us protection on every level. It's an amazing talisman to carry. It's also said to be almost like a mirror of the soul, which means if we're seeking answers and we meditate with Black Obsidian, we're very likely to increase that possibility of really tuning into the answers we need to see. So big happy changes, reading number three. Let's draw a rune for each one as well, and a charm. Okay, so reading number one, we have the rune of partnership. Reading number two, we have the rune of constraint. This is interesting when it's a cherry quartz, sorting out stuckness. And then reading number three, big happy changes, we have the rune of movement, which is the bettering of any situation. I'll say a lot more about the runes in the readings when we get there, because we'll be drawing just a ton of cards and maybe more runes. We'll just see how it feels. The charms for our readings. Reading number one, we have a butterfly transformation. Wow, reading number two, this is just such a beautiful symbol, the spiral. Let me show that to you so you can see that. I do hope the camera is focusing. Thank you guys. Somebody was saying in the comments last week, for last week's guidance, that the readings, the camera wasn't always focusing well on the cards, and so my apologies. I hope I've kind of sorted it. If it isn't right this week, do give me more feedback, and I will gonna have to look at replacing the camera. We think we've got it sorted now. So let's have a little look at the charm for reading number three. Oh, we have two that have come out for reading number three. We have a heart and a feather. This is so beautiful for angel readings, because I always feel, when we come across feathers on our pathway, it's showing us that guidance is being offered, that we are supported, that our angels are walking with us. So Reading number 3, big happy changes, the rune of movement, and we have this beautiful heart as well with the energy of obsidian. So super souls, thank you for joining me, and I will put the timestamps for these readings into the information box and for the comments. And if you're not sure yet, just press the pause button, and if more than one of the readings is reaching out to you, then tune in and listen to more than one if that feels right for you. So you can fast forward to the readings. I'm now going to give you the weekly update, the lunar update for the coming week. I'm going to give you a lot of information about the new moon, which is tomorrow. That's the new moon in Gemini. It's the new moon phase of Storyteller. I'm going to also, at the end of the weekly updates, I'm going to give you a little bit more information from the Astro-Moon journal about the tribal moon. So you can fast forward to the readings if you're not interested in that information. But if you are, I'll give you a bit of information about the coming month. I'll also show you the cards and the runes that were drawn in the Astro-Moon diary. Some of you will perhaps have the diary, but if you haven't, I'm going to give you the information because it's very relevant to the monthly phase of Storyteller, and the kind of life lessons that show up for us during this moon phase. So I'm going to speak a little bit about that as well. And also for anyone who is interested in learning more, I just wanted to show you this book. I can highly recommend this amazing book by Jamie Sams. I learned so much about the tribal moon cycles and how much they influence the kind of stuff that shows up in our lives during each moon phase. It's what I've sort of written about in the Astro-Moon journal, actually something of my own experiences and how that kind of combines with the current astrology. But anyway, for anyone that's interested, this is an amazing book. I love promoting other people's work, and Jamie Sams is really worth following. Her stuff is extraordinary. So super souls, I will see you either in the lunar updates for the coming week. It's a really interesting week and quite intense, actually, but I think a lot's going to be shown. It's like the truth coming to the surface as a source of empowerment. So very interesting week from a lunar perspective. And guys, if you're just ready to zap right through to the readings, I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Tons and tons of love. Welcome to the weekly lunar updates. Thank you so much for joining me. Now the week ahead is really interesting. It sort of builds into intensity, and it moves a little bit with intensity into the following week as well. I'll obviously speak about that next week with the Sunday readings. So it's fascinating because there's quite a lot of karmic energy. It feels as though there's loads of purpose to this week. There may be some things that are not entirely comfortable, but we are being given an opportunity to kind of shift our perspectives, take charge of our lives and our decisions from a space of awareness, and potentially do things differently. So very karmic feel with opportunities, truths being shown to us. And this is fascinating because we are moving from the tribal moon phase of listening woman into the tribal moon phase of storyteller, where we get to actually change our script, rewrite things, do things differently. So it's really, really interesting to look at the energy for the week and see how that's panning out. So let's look at Sunday's energy. This is today, if you're watching the reading on Sunday. Now the moon leaves Taurus and enters Gemini, and there's a void of course space between 14:10 and 17:23 in the afternoon. This is GMT, and there really is a karmic feel. Now we have a new moon tomorrow. The new moon is in Gemini, and the energy today supports sort of slowing down. It's like resting up, relaxing, practice the art of allowing. Don't try to force life. What will be, will be. So literally let it be. Trust and let the universe steer the ship for you today, and just lean into whatever you're shown, because it's going to support and feed your new moon wishes and intentions for tomorrow. On Monday, we have a new moon in Gemini. Now, a new moon in Gemini naturally invites us to evaluate and to see things from all sides of the story before making choices and decisions. So a very, very good moon to get clear about your wishes and your intentions. This new moon marks the beginning of the 6th moon phase of 2022, and we move into the tribal moon phase of Storyteller, supported also by the energy of Hawthorn. Hawthorn's energy aligns with protection and teaches us that personal strength comes from the recognition of our own power and the ability to take charge of this, but without the need to exert power over others. So very relevant to our changing times. These are the moon times in different places of the world. In Los Angeles, it's at 04:30 a.m. In New York, it's at 07:30. In London, 12:30 p.m. Sydney, 21:30. Auckland, 23:30. I voice these timings because it's actually really helpful if you're setting new moon wishes and intentions to use the energy of the 8 hours. That's when the energy of the new moon is at its most potent, to use the energy for the 8 hours following that exact moment of the new moon. So you've kind of got 8 hours following that timing. A new moon in Gemini will naturally invite wishes and intentions that support better and fluent communication, clear thinking and speaking, and the calming of mental energy. Our beautiful new moon is actually connecting with Jupiter, very, very expansive energy, and with the warrior, go-getting, fiery energy of Mars. And they both square up with the deep, deep, passionate callings of Lilith. So if you find yourself feeling restless or uneasy, take it seriously and make some time to really listen to the source of your feelings. Have that conversation with yourself and take some time to internally unpack. If you feel the need to have a voice and to speak your truth, or you're needing to find clarity of thought or direction, the energy of this new moon is going to invite curiosity and bring the inspiration that we need to really create change. The overall dynamics really favour expansion of ideas and having our voice through creative expression. So listen up, weigh up all the different possibilities, and then use your new moon wishes to ask for clarity as to the best option for you at this moment in time. Literally ask for your pathway to be opened up and the way to be shown. On Tuesday, the moon remains in Gemini until 9 minutes past 8 in the evening GMT. She then enters a void of course period for the rest of the day. Now there's a really strong spike of energy around 6 p.m. It's just the lunar energy is more intense around that time. That's again GMT. The overall influence today actually does suggest the potential for sudden moments of realization with heightened awareness, but be thoughtful because the influence could also indicate that maybe we are being a little bit idealized, or it could suggest that somebody might pull the wool over your eyes. So just be thoughtful. Again, take time to listen, observe and notice, and really be aware of what is being shown to you and remain grounded in your observations. On Wednesday, we begin the day with a void of course period, where the moon has not yet entered the next sign. She moves into Cancer at 5:49 a.m. GMT. Now this is a genuinely fiery day. There are lots of passions running high and the potential is there for some quite strong energy and strong conversations, strong communications. This could be with others, but it could also be strong communications with yourself as well. So look for the truth in any and all situations, because information could arrive in more than one shape or form. On Thursday, the moon is in Cancer, and I have to say the strong dynamics of Wednesday are continuing, and the moon adds even more energy and momentum to this. So I would say if you have any important decisions to make, just be sure to take your time. This is a really important day to be responsive rather than reactive. So just take it easy. Again, listen before taking action. And if you do have to take action in a sudden and immediate way, get grounded before you do so. On Friday, the moon moves from Cancer into Leo with a void of course space between 15:14 and 18:38 p.m. GMT. And the lunar energy promises to soften the intensity of the last few days. So whatever you've been shown, let compassion and kindness be your guide today. let it guide your thoughts, your words and your actions. This is the stuff of the storyteller moon phase, where we can become an observer of our experiences, we can listen, and then we can take action from a space of kind of higher, more leveled out perspectives. Again, we are being responsive, we are rewriting our script, we are viewing things differently, we are taking action from a place of much, much greater awareness. No reaction, no past patterns of behaving. We get to shift these things during the storyteller moon phase. On Saturday, the moon is in Leo and the energy feels big, bold and very real. So again, it's about doing things in a very real way, holding that higher vision as well. But this is one of those days when it really is like the universe calls us to step up, walk tall and be the biggest and best version of you. So it is a potentially strong day, particularly within relationships, and this could be with yourself or with others. But in all honesty, walk your talk, hold the higher road, carry that new perspective through where you don't react and you hold that, that pathway of the spiritual warrior, and the universe will support your actions. Super souls, that is the energy of the week, the lunar influence and the stuff that's going on daily. I'm now going to give you more information about the storyteller moon phase and also information about the overall flavour of the month that we have ahead of us. So, hold fire if you want to have a listen up with that as well. And for anyone that wants just a little nudge every day, I do post these images daily on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to get a daily nudge of the overall flavour of the day, you can find them on Moon Dream Time on Facebook and Instagram. The information I'm going to give you now comes from the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon Journal and Diary 2022. The diary focuses much more on giving you daily positionings of the moon with a flavour of the moon phases and kind of what's going on, whereas the journal focuses on the tribal moon phases and on the new and full moons. So let's have a little bit of an overview. So during this lunar month, the values and learning that underpin our personal growth and they're going to influence our creative manifestations come from the wisdom of storyteller, supported by Hawthorne, whose energy aligns with protection, teaching us that our personal strength stems from the recognition of our own power. This is empowerment, is power over ourselves, without any need to exert power over others. We respect the choices and pathways of others, but we make very clear decisions for ourselves as well. The new moon in Gemini invites us to evaluate our options and to view all sides of the story before making choices and decisions. We're then going to have a super full moon in Sagittarius. This is also known as the strawberry moon, the rose moon and hawthorn moon. Now, this full moon is going to illuminate areas of our lives that seek change, and through embracing an attitude of gratitude, we open avenues of hope and optimism for the future. So real energy around empowered choices for this new moon phase. This lunar phase also encompasses the natural earth festival turning point of the solstice. I always think with the earth festivals, it is as if the earth herself pauses for breath, and there is a window of opportunity to evaluate. We can pause, we can observe the timeline of our lives, we can reflect on our past, our present and our future, and the empowerment of what this awareness brings, because the point of power is always in the present. Now, during the moon time of storyteller, historically, when I started to learn about the tribal moons, I just found myself dreaming and reflecting on my own history. And I really began to appreciate that absolutely everything that had happened in my life had formed and established not only who I am today, but the values that I hold so dear. It also became really clear to me that I have no control over the pathways of others, but I can also view their actions with compassion. And this actually stops us clinging to the past. If we don't like someone's actions, it's really empowering actually to remember that we don't know what brought them to that point in their journey. And if their actions are causing damage, we can be almost certain that they're still carrying unresolved issues from their past. but it's never our responsibility to fix them or try to direct them. Their choices are their own. Now this is quite empowering because we can step away from people who are behaving badly rather than being hooked into their stuff, and also we can sort of lean into the learning and the appreciation of the lessons we've learned. We can send love and walk away if necessary, and we can actually put the past behind us and free ourselves up to take choices in the present, choices of empowerment within our own lives. The moon phase of storyteller for me also it basically just stuff shows up, I think, in these tribal moon phases that brings those life lessons to light. I found that if there were aspects of my own life or that I didn't like, or I was still living through any outdated assumptions, perspectives, attitudes, I could change this. Storyteller, the energy of storyteller highlights the lessons that our life circumstances bring us and really invites us to grow beyond those limitations. It's a very powerful lunar phase, especially if we think that we are following from the tribal moon phase of listening woman. You know, in listening woman's moon phase, we are shown things. We learn how to listen, how to observe, how to hear what's being said and also what isn't being said. This gives us a massive source of information to then make empowered choices as to how we start to shift those patterns within ourselves and not be reactive to the patterns of others as we then move into the moon phase of storyteller. And finally, I just want to honour the work of Jamie Sams, who is the author of The Clan Moon Mothers. Her books are extraordinary and the wisdom in those books is amazing. So I can highly recommend that you follow her work. And if you want to know more about the tribal moon phases, there's information in the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon journal on a monthly basis. But the work of Jamie Sams is absolutely incredible in terms of, I think, your own soul's evolution. So I cannot, recommend her enough. In the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon journal, you will also find information about a crystal of the month. This month's crystal is lapis lazuli, and the energy really aligns beautifully with the moon phase of storyteller. Lapis lazuli really asks us, what is your story? Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Stand in your truth and find your voice. This magnificent stone radiates the energy of the spiritual warriors striving to walk a pathway of authenticity. Lapis lazuli is a powerful stone of self-expression, and it's said to reveal our inner truth through self-awareness. This extraordinary stone is said to encourage us to uphold honesty and integrity whilst observing ourselves and others through the eyes of compassion. So totally aligning, I think, with this moon phase. So Super Souls, let me run you through some key astrological dates during this moon phase, and what I will do, of course, is talk about the incoming energy in the Sunday readings with the lunar updates every week when I post on a Sunday. So this new moon phase starts on the 30th of May. We've talked about the new moon in Gemini. 3rd of June, Mercury in retrograde ends. This will be interesting because although we'll see a shift forwards, there's a shadow period, so it may not happen immediately. And it also lines up with Saturn moving into a retrograde position, so this will be interesting. 14th of June, super full moon in Sagittarius. Lots of hope, lots of optimism, lots of potential openings here. 21st of June, summer solstice for the Northern Hemisphere, winter solstice for the Southern Hemisphere. 22nd of June, Sun enters Cancer. 28th of June, Neptune in retrograde begins, and then we move into a new moon cycle. Literally, the next new moon will be on the 29th of June when we have a new moon in Cancer. Lastly, but not leastly, I just thought I would bring up the cards and the runes for this month that come from the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon diary. In the diary, as well as giving updates, I draw cards and runes for the month. Forgiveness of others and forgiveness of ourselves are the two cards, along with the rune of movement and the rune of fertility. So very fascinating energy. Obviously, I just draw these cards randomly when I'm preparing this diary. these are so perfectly in alignment with the energy of the moon phase of storyteller. The movement, the rune of movement, is the bettering of any situation, and the rune of fertility, completion of beginnings. We're creating a shift, we're fertilizing the ground for our own deliverance. And with the energy of storyteller, we are shifting away from a place where we are tangled in the past. So forgiveness of others, forgiveness of ourselves, frees us energetically to move forwards and make amazing decisions of empowerment that alter the course of our future. So these are the two cards in the diary. I just thought I'd share those with you as well. So Super Souls, have an amazing week. Lean into the energy of storyteller. Embrace that in whatever intensity is arriving. It's not going to be like this. The intensity of this week isn't going to be there for the entire month. I can assure you of that. If you'd like to get notification of any of my readings or the lunar updates as I post them, don't forget to press subscribe and the little bell icon as well. And that way, as soon as I upload anything, it should come into your stream. Tons and tons of love, and I will see you in the reading. Welcome, Super Souls, to reading number 1. Now, you were guided in by the card that says it's up to you. We have the beautiful Opalite angel. Opalite is an angel that helps us to find our voice, really, our inner voice, to verbalize ourselves clearly, and it helps with all aspects of communication, which is very relevant to moving into the storyteller moon phase, where we can literally learn to rewrite our story. It's like rewriting our script. So clear communication is very important, and we have quite an interesting shift for those of you that have tuned into the lunar updates. There's some quite intense energy, but all about revealing the truth, sharing us the truth, clearly speaking our truth, perhaps, for you guys. So we also have the rune of partnership, which indicates a partnership. Sometimes it's intimate, sometimes it's a business partnership, but it tends to focus on a one-on-one relationship of some sort. So the energy here is up to you, and we have the butterfly of transformation. So this is really, really, really beautiful. The butterfly of transformation. This is something emerging. Okay, so clear communication. Things are emerging. Things are moving forwards in some way, I think, for you. Let's move the rune here. I feel like there's a distinct energy here for you guys. Reading number 1. I want to just say of opportunity, okay? That's what I feel like. An energy of opportunity sitting around this reading already. So let's draw from an Archangel tarot pack. I've got an absolute ton of cards here for us to look at and to see. Oh, look at that, decision. You see, you just can't, you can't really, you can't just foresee this stuff. Look at this, it's up to you, and you have a decision to make. But this is really interesting. Archangel Jophiel. Release yourself from that which holds you back. Okay? A need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So, having your voice, verbalizing your underlying feelings. Justice. See, this is again decisions being made. Okay, there are decisions being made around you. Now, this is weekly guidance. I post these readings every Sunday. I do lots of spontaneous readings as well. Some of you may have tuned into some of those over the last week. I've started to sort of accumulate a playlist of timeless readings. But these are the weekly guidance that I post on Sunday. So this is the coming week for you. And if you're tuning into this at another time, then this reading will, no doubt, if you're, following your intuition, there's something in this reading for you. You have a decision to make here. I feel like maybe you're swaying on, it's like almost taking into account too much of other people's opinions. Fight for justice and equality. Rulings will be made in your favour. Don't give up. Justice. This card is really speaking to me as well. 9 of Gabriel. Stay determined and move forwards. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. I feel almost as well, you know, environmental activism. So there's something about your own environment as well. I'm really feeling like this is like your angels, your guides, your spirit team are saying, you know, don't do it. Don't do what other people think you should do. Do what you think you should do. Yeah, don't hold yourself back. It's up to you. Don't let other people make choices for you. Oh, peace. Release the past. Archangel Azrael. The card of peace. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go. And it says let go and let God. But I feel that's a real, it's like let the universe support you. I want to say allow yourself to receive. That's what's really coming through here. Really coming through here. I'll draw one more card from this pack. Seven of Raphael, time to make a decision. Oh my goodness me, reading number 1. So obviously decisions are on your agenda. There's no question of it. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. This is coming through very clearly here. It's like there's something, a need to detox. I feel like the detoxing is really interesting. I'm just going to suggest a little thing that is a really gorgeous and very beautiful thing to do, and it is very helpful. And it's very relevant to the new moon. When we make our new moon wishes, we often focus on, you know, the things that we're hoping to bring into us. We want the universe to bring in things for us. We can also make new moon wishes that ask to cleanse and release us of anything energetically that's in our way. You know, if you think of having 10 new moon wishes, and if you think about starting with the removal of anything that's in your way, followed by the things that you wish then to receive, it's almost like you're giving the universe, let's say the restaurant of the universe, you're giving them a very accurate kind of indication of what you wish to order from the menu. So you're talking about, you know, I wish to release any blocks that are holding me back from, you know, receiving, or, you know, any internal aspects of self-esteem that, you know, anything that's limiting, any limiting beliefs that lower my self-esteem. You know, I want, and then your next wish might be, I want to build my self-esteem and confidently receive. So you're building wishes that help you to remove, release, cleanse, and then this is the list of things I now wish to receive. So you're actually, again, working very actively with the universe in both releasing and receiving. And I feel there's quite a strong message coming here, because this is up to you. It's almost like the universe is saying, well, what do you want? You know, here we go. Time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. It's really interesting. Reading number 2, I have the card just sitting here, take action. This may be relevant to you as well, but we'll see. So I'm going to put these cards to one side, and we're going to draw some more angel cards from some other packs, and some cards from another tarot as well. Angel Amethyst, purify your life with love, prepare for something better. This is detoxing, cleansing. I spoke about new moon wishes then. What I was also going to say was, you know, to aid with this process, it's very helpful to physically cleanse too. Now, I personally use, and have been using for a little while, really beautiful organic salt bath. You know, it's like a salt bath, but it has lavender in it, because lavender is known as an adaptogen. It means that the lavender takes the healing to where it needs to go. It directs the energy to the place where it is needed. And I also put eucalyptus oil in the bath, and I burn a little black candle while I'm having that bath. It's to do with a release, and it really is quite a valuable space of detoxification, because, you know, the body keeps the score. There's an amazing book called The Body Keeps the Score. And, you know, we know that we carry kind of the emotional residue of history at a cellular level, literally within our body. So it's really, really helpful to detox as well alongside. It's like we're cleansing from all angles. That's what I want to say, reading number 1. Yeah, purify your life with love, prepare for something better. There's something very significant here about your preparation, about your cleansing. Okay. Let's draw another card, another angel card here. Angel of Power. It's up to you. Woo! Gosh, there's some energy coming in for you. If you didn't tune in with the lunar energy, you might want to, because I feel like the intense spikes of energy that come through towards the end of the coming week, I just feel like those are going to be empowering for you, reading number 1. They're there to empower you. They're there to give you a grip and some traction and to throw out the old and move forwards, to have that level of communication that brings you, you know, what you want. Wow, the new moon tomorrow. This is a really good time for you, particularly reading number 1, to be getting very clear on what you want, preparing to release, and indeed prepare. You know, do your preparation so that when you make your new moon wishes and you set new moon intentions as well, you know, the wishes are, this is what I desire, I need help with this, intentions, and I intend to take action, I intend to do this, I intend to take this step. You know, it's that there's a really fabulous balance of energy when we make wishes and intentions, because they are different. This is a reading of empowerment for you. Okay, I'm going to use, really interested to see what kind of areas of life are being affected here for reading number 1. What guidance are we being given here for reading number 1? We can see you have decisions to make. The decisions are up to you, but what are these, what are we shown about these decisions for reading number 1? Can we have more information for reading number 1? Okay, so for now, reading number 1, we have the 4 of Stars, Advancement, the King of Stars, Alchemist, the King of Trees. Wow, 2 kings. It's up to you. Clarification. 3 of Angels and the Lovers. Partnership. Okay, so I said at the beginning of this reading, reading number 1, that there's a decision to make and it needs to be you prioritizing you. Don't let somebody else's perspectives sway you or color your decisions or maneuver you, even for some of you, into something that isn't absolutely right for you. I think for some of you, this is actually about an intimate relationship. The Lovers, of course, they're in a traditional pack, is all about choices again. What I feel, this rune is interesting, really, the rune of partnership, because the rune of partnership speaks about it is a one-on-one situation. So whether that's a family member, your partner, your lover, your spouse, your work colleague, your manager, you know, whoever that one-on-one relationship is with, family member, it's time to, what I'm really hearing is, it's time, beautiful reading number 1, Super Souls, it's time for you to have a voice. The question really here is about getting clear about your situation and also getting clear about what it is you wish to say. But there's a turning point available for you that's really showing here that this is a point of movement for you. It's a point of advancement. It's almost as if this new moon and the coming week, the guidance for you, reading number 1 for the coming week, you may well find reading 2 is relevant to you with the cherry quartz angel 2. But it's as though the guidance here is saying, look, it's kind of really time to step up and take charge of this situation. So whatever this is for you, it does, I think, genuinely relate to a someone. I'm really feeling that for some of you, do you know, if we think about the moon phase that we've come through, which is listening woman. So we've come through the tribal moon phase of listening woman. Listening woman, the stuff that shows up in our lives and has probably been showing up in the last month for you guys, if you're tuned in with this kind of energy, is lots of life lessons where we're needing to learn to listen to ourselves and listening to others. It's like we're listening not just to what's said, but kind of to what isn't being said. You know, we're needing to read between the lines. You know, if the wool is pulled over our eyes, we're needing to see what's really being said. If somebody says something, but somehow it doesn't feel quite right, maybe the intent in what they're saying, there's an underlying agenda that isn't being spoken about. So that's the kind of flavour of stuff that will have potentially been showing up for you over the last month. With this shift, as we move forwards into storyteller, storyteller invites us to rewrite our own script. You know, it's she brings a very different energy in terms of our soul's evolution. So it's like we've built on the listening of listening woman, and now it's time to kind of take some empowered action, particularly for you guys. I think for some of you, I am going to say for some of you, maybe there's various messages coming through, so this will be for some and not all. I'll voice some of the variety of what's coming through. One of them is that maybe you have met someone and maybe friends or people around you haven't quite approved of them, or there's been something around them that hasn't felt quite right, or the opinions of others have interfered. This is about you making the choice that's right for you. It's not about what other people want or think. You know, if this is a relationship that was disapproved of by your friends, then I want to venture to say, they'll kind of either come round, I think, or, ultimately a good friend will support you in what's right for you. Again, there may be an agenda attached. So that's one of the messages coming through. For others, you're in a situation where a decision is needing to be made, and it's an important decision. Don't give up. Fight for justice and equality. Maybe somebody didn't allow you a voice, or even maybe they tried to slightly bully you or bulldoze over you. When people they know what they want and they disregard, they don't listen to you at all, and whatever you say, it kind of makes no difference whatsoever, because they're just going to go with what they want. And actually, it's time to kind of, for some of you, even walk away from that. Part of the decision may be walking away from something. But to get the alchemist and the architect together, I mean, reading number 1, this is, it's time for you to step up and become the point of change. The point of power is always in the now. You become the point of change. You make a decision here. There is a decision to be made, and you get to make that decision here. And you make the decision on the basis of your clarity. And what is right, I want to say what is right for your future. This is not about the past, it's where you're going rather than where you're coming from. The butterfly, the transformation. Okay, so I'm going to draw some more cards because there's relationship coming through here. I'm going to draw from the relationship angel cards as well. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Yeah, have you been, some of you, feeling that it's just never going to happen? I'll draw some more cards around that in a moment. Release your ex. Make the effort. I feel... Okay, this is really interesting. Release your ex, detox. You know, I think for some of you, where this is about making choices in relationship, partnership, the energy of relationship is around you. I feel for some of you that maybe you had a relationship with someone who actually damaged your self-esteem. And sometimes you can, you know, when you part company with someone and supposedly it's amicable or whatever, and even they move on and have a new relationship, and it's like they're totally happy to be in a new relationship, but they kind of don't want you to move on as well. They don't want to be with you, but they don't want you to move on either. You know, that's kind of around, I think, for some of you. It's up to you. This is about you taking charge of your choices. Stay optimistic, because your energy, cleanse the negativity that somebody left you with. You've had a bad experience. It's time to make the effort. It's time to go for what you want. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Oh, wow. This is amazing, because I think there is love around you. The card of the Lovers here. Choices. I think some of you are undecided. Maybe the energy of relationship is around you, new love is around you, transformation, and you're having to navigate the internal communication of the sort of fear from the past, that something could go pear-shaped and go wrong again. And also for some of you, can you dare to say to somebody that you really like, look, I really like you. Can you take that risk? But this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Don't dampen yourself down. It's up to you. You have a choice. You're calling in your soulmate. This is where you're at. And actually, there's something about finding a connection with someone you've known before, past life relationship. It's like you're coming back together. This person is, I feel like for those of you searching for a relationship, there is someone, just the energy of them is just hovering around. You know, in manifestation and in the law of attraction, it's like they're just, the energy of them is, it's just about to break. They're just about to come into your world. And it's almost as though you reach that point, and then there's that moment of self-doubt, which is fed from a previous relationship where somebody left you feeling undeserving. And this reading is really saying, no, look, you deserve. You can be the alchemist, you can be the architect of your own world, writing your 10 new moon wishes, rather than the first one being a soulmate. Actually, the first one would be, actually, I wish to completely release my past, you know, easily, without any hesitation. I wish to release any connections within me that hold me back from receiving and being open to meet my, you know, lifelong soulmate, or whatever whoever you're drawing in. And then we start to build on that within the new moon wishes. Whew, very powerful reading. It's up to you. I feel like reading number 1, you are being offered such exciting opportunities here. I'm going to draw from a lovely little angel pack here. Angel guidance cards. Block out distractions. Ooh. Yeah, don't let anything interrupt you. Partnership, well, no more complaining. Excuse my chuckling, but you know, I mean, we kind of do, don't we? We do not think we saw. Your cards are throwing themselves out. Employment change. Okay, that's really interesting, because I was just going to say, you know, I've drawn the romance cards here for those of you that are tuning into soulmate connections. But if what is on your immediate agenda are decisions and choices that are about a business partnership or a career move or a manager or a subordinate or a colleague or some aspect of career, actually this is again suggesting that partnership is appropriate, that this is going to be, you know, there are decisions around you that allow you to move into a space where partnership is working for you, where you have support to bring things into fruition. Let go of guilt. And conscious consumer. This is really interesting. We'll have a little look at these cards in slightly, and I think I may just draw some runes for you. I feel like today, reading number 1, the energy of this reading is applying to very many different circumstances. For some, it is about romance and a soulmate. in which case I feel like this is just about to burst forth for you. Literally, get clear, put your soulmate request into the soulmate restaurant of the universe. That's what I want to say. If this is about a creative project or a work situation or even a family situation, it's time to take charge. Let go of guilt. Embrace changes. You know, don't sit in the sort of the stuff of the past. This is very focused on now and where you're going and what you want, becoming very conscious of where you're going. And, you know, blocking out distractions is keeping your energy clean. I love this. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties will benefit as a result. You're receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. Again, complaints are affirmations of victimhood. So there's something about really centering yourself into a space of possibility. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction. You know, trust that the changes will help you release the old. Again, with such a theme of releasing the old, shifting to the new here, and letting go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you may think you've done, or indeed what you didn't do. Trust that God loves you unconditionally. Learn to grow from past mistakes instead of, you know, berating yourself for them. So again, even though I think for some of you, you may not have been treated very well by someone, you're probably blaming yourself for the choices that you made, and it's time to move beyond that. Conscious consumer, you have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. Interestingly enough, I think this is also to do with keeping your energy clean. So I feel like you guys are being offered with this beautiful new moon in Gemini, where we can really see, and this week of lunar influence that shows us the truth in some matter, allows us to see what we need to see as a source of empowerment for moving forwards. I feel like manifestation is on your agenda this week, the potential to create an energetic shift and move something forwards. And it's to do with releasing, purifying, getting clear, asking, and then receiving. It's like this process. I will draw just a few more runes, I think, for you, reading number 1. Okay, this is really interesting. So we have the rune of fertility, we have the rune of Hagelas, and we have the rune of the self. Okay, the rune of fertility, this is heavenly. It's a rune of promise. It's a rune of fertility. It's like the springtime rune. It's time to fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. Very clear. Hagelas, something has been not so much stuck, but it's like you've put up with something for longer than you ought to, whether that is living with a feeling of lack or a lack of entitlement, or a feeling of putting up with a circumstance that limits your horizons, a job that doesn't really resonate with you, or a situation or a friendship, something that isn't working for you. Hagelas shakes us up and says, you know, it's like Uranus, the Great Awakener. It shakes us up and says, you know what, circumstances are such that I'm going to show you that this is no longer right for you, and it's time to move on. And that is tuning in very much with the lunar energy this week. The rune of the self, this I'm seeing very much in this position in your reading as a validation of you and an invitation for you to be, well, to be the amazing you that you are. The rune of the self is like the rune of joy. It's like a mirror of the rune of joy. The rune of joy looks like a kind of a P shape. If you split it down the middle and go like this, you get the rune of the self. It's high time to look at yourself, allow yourself to release anything that holds you back. Focus on your priorities, not the priorities of anyone else, but your priorities, and put that order, cleanse, release, and put that order into the universe. This is a new moon week, and therefore a time of new beginnings, as we have this opportunity to lean into this energy. You know, every single month, 29.5 days, in fact, as the moon moves around her cycle, we start in a new space of new beginnings where we are offered opportunity to enter the dream time and sow new seeds. And this is a very, very powerful month. We have the solstice, which again is another turning point. So there's a lot of energy that's offering us shifts and changes. Wonderful super souls of reading number 1. I think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like I could be flooded with almost individual messages for you all, but the theme is there for everyone. Cleanse, release, let go, release yourself from anything in the past that was holding you back. It's up to you. Take charge, be empowered, advance yourself, become the architect of your own universe, create life-changing internal shifts and external ones as well, because let go of things and move on. I feel like literally open your arms to receive. That's really what I'm hearing. My wonderful friends, for those of you that are looking at soulmates and interested in aspects of relationship emerging, I've been uploading random spontaneous readings as well as the weekly spirit guidance on Sundays, and I'm putting them into a playlist of timeless readings. The link is in the information box below in the comments, and there are I've just uploaded this week some relationship orientated readings, so they might be helpful for you as well. And if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings as soon as I post them, if you'd like to subscribe, if you press the little bell icon, you should get notification. And also, for any of you who would like to be in my monthly prize draw, I give away a free private reading and also a pack of these cards, the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. And I have it's a subscriber offer, and I have a subscriber email list. And reading number 1, I just wish you an amazing week of cleansing, releasing, visiting the restaurant of the universe and putting out your desire. Put your order into the universe, reading number 1. Get clear, communicate clearly, and open your arms to receive. I am excited for you, reading number 1. And yeah, this is a reading of significant empowerment. Tons and tons of love to you for the coming week, and I look forward to seeing you again in some of the other readings. Oh, reading number 1, tons of love. Welcome, super souls, to reading number 2. We have the beautiful Cherry Quartz Angel. You've been drawn to this reading, the Cherry Quartz Angel, the Take Action card, and this lovely little spiral, which is a really magical symbol of something emerging, unfolding, evolving. We also have the Rune of Constraint. Now, the Rune of Constraint is very interesting because the card of Take Action and the Rune of Constraint could feel like a contradiction in a way, because the Rune of Constraint says that there's something around you that is stopping you from moving forwards. But I think you have to take action to do something in order to kind of basically unstuck yourself in some way. There's something you need to do here, and we'll be asking for a lot more guidance for you on this, about this particular issue, really. This is your weekly guidance from Spirit, so we'll be asking, what is Spirit going to show us? What is it that you need to take action around? Also, this is a rune that says when fishermen can't go to sea, they mend their nets. So it's like sometimes we need to pay attention to the detail. We need to cross the T's, dot the I's. We need to attend to something, to do the work almost, to be attentive to something in order to create that shift. It may be there's something we're needing to see in order to know how to move it forward. So let's ask for a little bit more guidance for the coming week. What do your spirit guides, your spirit team wants you to know about? What do your angels particularly want you to know about? You have the card of decision. This is really interesting. I did say in reading number 1 that maybe reading number 2 might be relevant to them, because there was about needing decisions to be made. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. This is really interesting. This card's come out twice. Oh, Ace of Raphael, this is new beginnings, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. Gosh, this feels like such a shift this week as we move into the moon time of the moon phase of Storyteller, when we get to release our past, to rewrite our script, rewrite our storyline. Gosh, it feels a powerful month of evolution. 8 of Gabriel, a great deal of activity. Well, reading number 2, sudden and immediate results, important communication. And it really feels this week, the lunar updates, that the truth will be shown in some aspect to us that will allow us to move forwards. Reading number 2, I feel like something is going to be given to you very clearly that will require your attention. That's what I feel we're being shown here. That, yeah, absolutely. And it's going to then move forwards very quickly. We have the Chariot. Determination, self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. Now, whether this is a personal relationship to do with your love life, or an aspect of an existing relationship, a new relationship, or it's actually to do with your career, whatever this is, something's going to open up here. Gosh, look at this, King of Gabriel. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details, interestingly enough, leave the details to others. This is experience that leads to success. You can have concern for others, generous, inspirational, dramatic, driven. Concern for others, but not doing so much for them. This does tune in a little with the resonance of reading number 1, but not doing so much that you override your own kind of interests in some way, shape or form. Okay, so I feel reading number 2, right? We'll draw lots more cards here, but I do feel, like there's a real opportunity for a new decision here. It's almost like a doorway is going to be opened for you. But, you know, if you're a procrastinator, you need to step through it. It's like, you know, there's something about that, because, it really does feel, reading 1 was much more about releasing, cleansing, shedding, letting go of the past in order to receive, putting your order into the universe. So it may be relevant to you. There is a sort of a connection between the two. But this is different, because this is like the door, there's the door, you step through it and it moves forwards really, really, really quickly. King of Gabriel, I think someone's going to give you something that's going to give you an opportunity. Yeah, somebody will get, I feel somebody's going to open a doorway for you, approach you in some way, shape or form. Give you something that will lead to success, give you a piece of information or something that gives you a clue to the next step on your direction, or literally a physical gift of something. Something's going to give you something, and it's very positive. This is a new, positive, emotional experience that leads to fulfillment. It leads to something that I think is important for you. It enables you to make a decision that releases you from something. Now, I think someone is going to give you a gift. Reading number 2. I don't know how that gift will come. It may come in a completely unexpected form. It could even feel like a constraint. You know, we are still in the Mercury retrograde period. It's going to be shifting. It's going to come to an end. For those of you that tuned into the lunar updates, you'll know we've talked about the dates, the important astrological dates for the coming month. But you know, I think somebody's going to give you something. I literally think you're going to be handed an opportunity, but it may not come in the shape or form that you were expecting, hence constraint. Okay, let's draw some more angel cards. What are we offered for advice for, feeling like all 3 of these for you. Advice for reading number 2. What are we shown here? Come into harmony and balance, Archangel Uriel. Use your power for peace. Give with an open heart. Be generous. create a solid spiritual foundation, be of service to the planet. This does have a resonance with reading 1, because this is about keeping your energy clean and knowing that when we give, we also receive. It's like aligning yourself into, literally into a space of balance. Just as, do you know, I feel like this is this card of success, something, an experience that leads to success, a positive new emotional experience. I feel like a doorway is going to be opened, or an opportunity given to you, a gift. When it's given to you, this reading is saying don't hold back. Rise to the challenge. Don't procrastinate. Rise to the challenge, but approach it in a way that is, I want to say, meticulous and with integrity. Because there's something of an opportunity being given to you this week, reading number 2. I'm going to draw from another tarot pack. Let's ask for more information and guidance for reading number 2 this week. What is taking place for them in this week, and what do their spirit guides and team and their angels wish to show them? This came up too. Both of these cards came out in reading number 1. There is just some similarities. 3 of Hearts, joy. Oh, yeah, there's an initial celebration as well. I feel like, yeah, 4 of Stars. This came out in reading 1, but it's in a different position, and that's the point here. You know, if reading number 1, if you've been drawn to both of these readings, then I feel like the information in reading 1 is almost like your starting point. And then it's from that, something moves on very, very quickly. You know, when we energetically get something right, we release something, and suddenly, somehow, we are energetically available to receive, and bing, 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 doorway opens, the gift comes, the offer comes, the job offer, the whatever it is, the person pops up on the dating site that's just the dream profile that you were looking for, the person you've been connected with, but you've lost some connection. Suddenly that emerges, there's a resolution found, you enter a new phase of love. There's something here that advances, and it advances quickly. I mean, the card of Lovers is ultimately a card of choice. It's a card of decision. I feel very specifically you're being asked to it's almost like you are literally being given something and being asked to almost to commit to it, to that pathway. That's what I feel like, to say, do you know what? Here's this amazing gift. Let's commit to that pathway. Let's see where it goes. It's like approaching it organically, taking that. I feel like there's like almost taking a risk in some way, stepping out of your comfort zone, moving away from procrastination, letting go of anything that's binding you, and it literally is stepping into the spiraling energy of the universe and saying, do you know what? I'm going to take that risk. Somebody's opened a doorway for me. Somebody, it's like I've been offered a new position, or I've been working on a project, and I'm going to risk sending it off. Some random piece of information comes through into your inbox or through something, and you think, I'm going to send that article to that particular person, or that book proposal to that publisher, or that. It's like something arrives that is an opening, a gift, and you take action, and it moves forwards very, very quickly. Reading number 2, yeah, this is like following on for some of you. If you have low self-esteem or a lack of confidence, then reading 1 might be helpful to you first, followed by this reading. Okay. I'm going to draw some more cards. I'm going to draw some more angel cards from other packs. Angel of Health. I'll take both those. Angel of Health, Angel of Imagination, and Angel of Solitude. This is so interesting. Okay, I'm going to, just for a moment, I'm just going to reorganize the cards so that you're going to be able to see them all. So I'll just pause the video for a second so that you don't have to wait while I do that. Here we go, get my mouse out. Okay, reading number 2. I hope you can just move reading number 3 out of our way. I hope you can see every card now. This is really interesting. Look, take action, give with an open heart, be generous. This line of cards, Angel of Imagination. It's almost like, I feel like something that you almost could, an opportunity of a lifetime, something that you couldn't have dreamed of, or that you've wanted to dream of, but didn't allow yourself the scope to dream. I feel like the doorway to that possibility is opened for you. It might not necessarily be the ultimate dream, but it's like the next step is shown to you. The doorway of possibility is opened. You become the architect of your dreams. What is really important here is to center yourself in literally your own health. And I feel like you need to give yourself some focused time. So back to the rune of constraint, I'm sort of saying as well that for some of you, the procrastination, it's perhaps sometimes a little difficult to focus. If you're working on a project, you can get distracted. And this is sort of saying, don't be distracted. This is a week to get really clear. And that may mean taking time just to be focused, you know, doing your daily meditation practice, doing these things, because I think something is going to open up to you, and this is the first step on a pathway of new opportunity, and it's like leading to something that you've really, really dreamed of. But there's something about keeping your own vitality, your own energy clean, and giving yourself enough focused time, singular time, you know, solitude time, in order to be able to see that opportunity and not get distracted in some way, shape or form. I also think for some of you, you know, this is lovely. And this does relate to, if any of you are looking for a relationship. Reading 1 touched on this too. I think that these readings are speaking about more than just relationship. But if some of you have been feeling solitude, feeling lonely, wondering if this relationship of your dreams would ever come, really, truly, I think that period of solitude, it's coming to an end, and there's something about keeping your energy in balance, because we have the 3 of Hearts, joy, the Lovers, advancement. If you're in a relationship and something has not felt as if it was moving forwards, I think that's going to change. Let's draw some more cards and ask for some additional guidance. I'm really curious about this aspect. There's something that you didn't believe was possible, or that you have felt stuck with it, or that you were just feeling like it would never come true or never happen. Just also mindful, I want to make sure the camera is really focusing on the cards here, because somebody has said to me that the camera is not always focused. I think sometimes if I bring it up and bring that down, it might actually give us that focus. I don't know if it is or it isn't. Let's draw some more cards. Do you know, I'm going to draw from the Akashic Tarot actually for this reading. Reading number 2. Queen of Scrolls. Is that still focusing here for us? I hope so. Oh, the Ascent. Paths Unknown. Oh, this is like inviting you, reading number 2. There's going to be an opening, and it's going to feel like taking a risk. This is really interesting. We have 6 of Roses, and it's come out in reverse for you. Okay. The Queen of Scrolls. This is someone coming into your life to assist with something. And the Ascent, little by little, slow and steady, you're going to get there. Things are actually going to move forwards, I think, quite quickly with the Chariot card here. But you do need to sort of leap into the unknown. You've got to walk through that door. You've got to seize the opportunity when it's given to you and not be procrastinating, okay? And I am seeing, although this is a really interesting kind of balance of energy here, reading number 2, Super Souls, it's like On the one hand, I think you're going to need to reach out and work with others in some way, shape or form, or connect. You know, there's going to be a doorway that leads to working with others. What I would also say is that, and a period of solitude comes to an end, there's also a need to still keep yourself sort of to yourself for periods of time in order to be focused and not be distracted. There is an opportunity being shown to you, given to you, and you are being invited to walk a path that is unfamiliar to you. What is lovely is that there's a conflict. Some aspect of conflict, of stuckness, is coming to an end. If this is for you in relationship, then a problem that you were having difficulty communicating with, or something that felt really stuck, I think is going to reach a resolution, which is beautiful. I think it's going to reach a resolution and it's going to come to its natural end, and there will be advancement. And there'll be an opportunity for that to take place, reading number 2. Something is shifting and moving forwards here for you guys very significantly. And I do think it's like the moment you step through that door, the moment the opportunity is given to you, the moment you say, I commit to that, I think it will then unfold. It'll start to move forwards quickly and you'll see the next steps to take. For those of you that are involved, if this is speaking to you of an intimate partnership, something that has felt stuck or hasn't moved forwards, the opening will come here and there'll be celebration. And it's going to move forwards now. I will just draw, as I did in reading 1, just a couple of additional relationship cards from the Angel Oracle for those of you that are looking at relationship aspects here. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Again, don't procrastinate. Take action. If the moment arises and there is this someone that you really, really like, or you haven't quite voiced your feelings to someone as yet, but you kind of know you have those feelings, or you want to move a relationship that's existing to a higher level of connection or commitment in some way, go ahead. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So for those of you that are tuning into these readings and relationship is on your agenda, and guys, you may, for those of you that are involved in relationship and searching for a soulmate, I do upload random spontaneous readings, as well as the weekly ones for spirit guidance, which is what these are, angel guidance this week. And if you want to get a notification of those, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, you should get them coming into your stream. But I have started uploading some that are very specific to relationships, and I'm putting all those timeless readings into a timeless reading playlist, and the link is in the information box below. It's the kind of yes, no answers, having to make a decision, having a wobble, how will this situation pan out, what does this person think of me? Those are the kind of readings, and I've just started doing some relationship ones, so do check out that timeless playlist. Reading number 2, I think I'm going to leave this as it is. This is very clear. There's a decision to make and some action to take. And whatever area of your life this is, a period of solitude is coming to an end, but you still need to take periods of solitude, alone time, so that you can be still and keep your focus. But it is time to reach out. It is time to move something forwards. It is, and the moment, I do think, a gift, an opportunity, something is to be offered to you. That's the guidance this week. And the moment it is, if you take that risk, it's walking an unknown path, but the moment you take that risk and you step through that doorway, things will begin to advance and unfold. And I think actually very quickly. And it is leaving behind a phase of, almost, what is the word when you're in a desert? Like when you feel you're in a desert, an arid period of your life. In some aspect of your world, something that felt like you were on dry land, there was no water, no fertility. That's changing. It's coming to an end. Some conflict or something that has caused you a problem is coming to an end. And my goodness me, for those of you for whom this is genuinely about love and intimacy and relationship. This is worth waiting for. Absolutely, divine timing is here. Go ahead and make that gesture. Step into that pathway of the unknown. Oh, beautiful super souls of reading number 2. I'm actually really excited for you. I feel like your world is unfolding. Very interesting when we think about the intensity of the energy, the lunar energy. For those of you that checked it out, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, you may want to. There is a period of intensity in the coming week, but it's very much about showing us the truth, showing us pathways that are opening. And all, I mean, the intense bits are because there's so much passion involved. So pretty exciting week when we're channeling that passion into something that our heart is yearning for. So super souls, if you are wanting, as I've already said, to get notifications, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. And if you would like to be in my monthly subscriber prize draw, I give away a free private reading and a pack of these oracle cards as well. The link to my subscriber email list is in the information box below, so you can add yourself to that if you wish. That once you're on that list, you're on the prize draw all the time, and I announce the winners after the Sunday readings, you know, once a month, so keep an eye out for those. And yeah, just amazing reading number 2. This is a turning point, and it's just like it's like opening the floodgates, and whew, off you go. So yeah, take action, and it's gonna start to unfold for you, I think, and it's going to advance. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful reading, reading number 2. Tons and tons of love, and I look forward to seeing you for other weekly readings, for weekly guidance, and perhaps for some of the other spontaneous, timeless readings as well. Tons and tons of love. Welcome to reading number 3. You've been drawn to the card of big happy changes, the rune of movement, which is the bettering of any situation and something gathering momentum, building in its power. And we have the black obsidian angel, which is a warrior stone, finding answers, protection granted. Wow, what are you guys moving through? We also have the feather, little feather, and we have the heart. Your charms. So let's move straight into some Archangel tarot cards and see what we are shown for reading number 3. What is the guidance from Spirit for this week for reading number 3? Okay, 5 of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Okay, the bettering of any situation with protection, like a talisman energy around you. King of Michael. Ooh, ambitious, respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. 6 of Michael. The light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, that card is definitely speaking to us. New beginnings. Okay, reading number 3. Oh, I must move these cards up a little. I hope that they are clear. I know somebody in the comments has been saying, and thank you very much for letting me know, that sometimes the camera isn't clear or focused enough. We've tried to adjust it, and so if it's not working, you need to let me know, super souls. Gosh, a lot of these cards are coming out. Yeah, if it's not working, then let me know in the comments, and I will see if I can maybe get another camera, perhaps. Okay, we have 5 of Gabriel. Okay, a challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. And I want to bring these right into the middle here. Change your life. Make bold and ambitious choices. 2 of Gabriel. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. Change your life. Archangel Chamuel, a sudden revelation, or this is so in alignment with the lunar energy this week. If you guys have not checked out the lunar update for the week, you might want to. Very much feels like a karmic kind of flavor to the week, with opportunities for almost like for the truth to be seen, which is very much a source of empowerment. Embrace the opportunities that bring change, that change brings. Break free of procrastination. There is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, new beginnings. Okay. So reading number 3. I feel like this really does feel like the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like you guys have been through something that's weighed heavy for you, and it's literally stopped you from being able to move forwards. It's got in the way of almost your dreams, ambitions, desires. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. I kind of want to say, especially with yourself as well. Okay. The situation you guys, I think, are in at the moment, and the support and guidance offered by the angels and your guides, your spirit team this week, is that the energy is actually shifting. That you are now at a point of new beginnings. You can choose to, it's like something is coming to an end. There's a clarity here that something is coming to an end and you are about to move forwards. I think what we're going to do is draw from another tarot pack. Have a look and see what we're shown here for you for reading number 3, because you're being asked to make bold and ambitious choices, to change your life, to grasp new beginnings. I really do feel that you've been through, I feel like you've been through the mill reading number 3. I really do. I feel like you've had some really tough times to deal with, and it's I almost want to say kind of left you feeling a bit exhausted. And for some of you, leaving you feeling as if, can you really trust people? You know, whatever aspect of your world that is, can you really trust people? You know, both those are coming through. Let's see what else we're shown here for you. Oh, okay. 7 of Angels, progress. Yeah, this is going to move forwards. This is really, really, really the right time. Whatever's been holding you back, whatever was causing a restriction, whatever was on your mind. That's what I really hear as well. Whatever was on your mind, whatever was getting in the way of you being able to vision in the future that you wanted, there is now a shift. There's now an opportunity for you to nurture, it's like a space of new beginnings here. Yeah, look at this. We have the 4 of Trees, growth. We have the Shadow, fear, and the 2 of Angels. What is happening here actually for you, reading number 3, is you're coming back into balance. Whatever took place in your world that knocked you off balance, whatever got in the way of your vision, whatever blocked your horizons, your dreams, whatever interrupted you, whoever put a spanner in the works, that's what I want to say to you. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret. You know, something didn't work out. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. This reading is saying, you know, that the guidance for you this week is bringing you back into balance. And if we think of the lunar energy with the truth being revealed in some way, there's an opportunity almost for evaluation, to see something more clearly. And to be offered ways forwards and offered new beginnings. I feel like you have come to the end of something. Something that blocked your vision is now out of the way and you can now progress. It's time to nurture your dreams, your ambitions, your desires. It really is. It's time for you to taken ownership of also the way that you navigated that. You navigated it well, you know. It's sometimes stuff just happens that's out of our control. And that's what I feel happened with you guys reading number 3. Something happened, it blocked you, somebody put a spanner in the works, someone threw you a curveball. It was just something came after something, event after event, circumstances, you know, just to the point where you just began to think, this is never ending. It's been feeling relentless is the word. This is a week where you get to bring your energy back into balance. Take some time to nurture yourself, look after yourself. There's concern and fear. I almost feel like a part of you feels you can't actually relax. You daren't relax because something else might go wrong. Okay, so I'm going to share something of you about the way that our alert systems work, because I think this is really important for you guys, because big happy changes are in your cards, and this is the movement forwards of something, the bettering of any situation. There's protection, guidance, answers coming to you, clarity. When we live on high alert because things aren't okay, the circumstances around us are not okay, what can happen is, you know, either our volume control of high alert is turned right up, and then we're not able to turn it down. That can happen sometimes. Or sometimes if just stuff keeps on not being okay, we keep turning the volume up and up and up a little bit at a time until it's quite high. Sometimes we're then fearful that if we turn it down and something else happens, we won't be prepared. So it's like we're walking around looking over our shoulder all the time in case something happens. And we need to be prepared. We need to be alert. Actually, I can honestly tell you, if you have experienced any level of difficulty, adversity, challenge, trauma in your world, you don't need to walk around on high alert. Your high alert system will be so finely attuned that the slightest thing will happen and it will immediately go up to high, because you've got that in you now. So you can actually safely turn it down, knowing that you will have a really highly attuned high alert system. You don't have to have it turned up all the time. It always reminds me, I had a beautiful little rescue dog who passed away just over a year ago, and some of you who follow my readings will know of her because I've spoken of her. And when she passed, I know many people were in contact with me, and I'm truly, truly so grateful for the love and the support that you sent at that time. Her name was Willow, and she was such an amazing example. I think she gave us so many life lessons, because she had been owned by a family. We knew from her history, from the chip, because she was chipped, even though we found her, we got her from a shelter abroad. But we know that she was owned by a family because she was chipped, and we know that that family had emigrated. They'd left the country and just left her, abandoned her. So she had a family. They then literally ditched her. She was on the streets for ages, and then when she was eventually picked up, she was put into like a big compound with around 200 other dogs, and she was there for nearly 3 years. You know, that's like 7 years to a year for the ratio of life, so for our lives, human lives to dog lives. So that's like 21 years. I mean, that's like a life sentence on good behavior, you know. And she was becoming very institutionalized, and we heard about her and brought her over to this country, and she lived with us. She had a lovely life. What I found amazing with her, I thought, you know, if we were abandoned by our family, our primary family, left on the streets, and then put in prison for 21 years for a life sentence, we wouldn't come out of that situation being loving and grateful. But she did. You know, she was totally available to love. She was grateful for everything. I mean, she was such a lesson for us all, I think, you know, certainly for me. What was interesting was that she had the most incredible high alert system. It didn't mean she didn't relax. You know, she was the most loving, adorable sweetheart that would snuggle into you, completely relax. But the moment something wasn't quite right, she would spring into high alert, and then she would turn the volume control back down and relax and be, you know, comfortable and open and ready to receive love again. Now, we're not like that. It's like we close ourselves to love when we have bad experiences. We don't want to take that risk again. You know, if we have experienced challenges, we don't want to take that risk. And so, you know, heartbreakingly, we walk around on high alert, we are defensive, we don't let people in, we're angry at what has happened, and that's right that we're angry, but it can block us from being able to take that shift in life. And I feel like for you, a period of challenge has come to an end, and now there is new opportunity. It's time to change your life. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that bring change. There's a better way of doing things here. That's what I'm seeing. Better course of action available. There's a better way of doing things. You don't have to keep people out anymore. Make those bold choices. Decide what you want. You know, be ambitious. Wisdom and objectivity are important. So, you know, again, sharpen your mind. So your mind is being very acutely aware of any perceptions or fears that are coming up from the past. You know, when we think, I don't do that because it'll all go wrong again. Well, that's just the past speaking. We need to be more objective. The past is the past. Things are different now. And if there's a problem, my high alert system will kick in. So there's something about really taking charge in a very mindful way of an opportunity to shift. Whatever challenges you have faced, you are going to be able to resolve them. You don't need to be tied into the drama of others. And again, your high alert system will tell you intuitively, so you can begin to welcome people back into your life, to welcome support, love, hold your vision, make progress, nurture yourself into being. It's time to grow, to overcome those fears. Know that they come from the past. You know, use Willow as a really amazing example. This is a week to bring yourselves back into balance. And as you do so, the light at the end of the tunnel is here. Breathe a sigh of relief. Make new plans. This is relocation or travel, but I think this really is, you know, it's letting go of the past, starting a new phase in life. And it's going to gather momentum very quickly. The energy is going to shift if you make that conscious choice. So let's draw some more angel cards here. Okay, this one, Angel of Health. This came out in one of the other readings as well. Angel of Health, Angel of Gratitude. Now this is really interesting. See, it just takes me right back to little Willow, because Willow was the epitome of gratitude. She just was, you know, she was just, yeah. And I think, you know, when we know gratitude is literally one of the highest vibrational states that we can enter, when we can be grateful for the learning. So search for the silver lining, release regret, embrace the opportunities for happiness. Everything happens for a reason. When we embrace the learning and we can be grateful, even for, if you'll excuse my language, the shit stuff, because you have learned, you have become an amazing person, you know, because of what's happened. When we embrace that, our own vibration is energetically raised and everything starts to magically move forwards. That's part of the way the law of attraction works for us. And there's your other card, Angel of Past Lives. Ah, now you are being shown this here. I feel like you came here. You've resolved the stuff that has been really difficult for you. I feel that on a karmic level, you actually have completed something, and it probably connected to something that went back either through your genetic line within the family you've been born to, or from a past life. You came here to resolve something. This was a big deal. Reading number 3. This was a really big deal, the stuff that happened, but it's over now. It's absolutely over now. I'm going to draw from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, actually. It feels really important. Yeah, forgiveness of others. This card says forgiveness does not mean that something bad that happened to us was okay. Forgiveness simply means that we choose to move beyond the experience and we release any ongoing need for retribution. Now, this is important because if you hold that need, I'm not saying that, you know, anything was right. It's really okay to know if somebody behaved badly, and I believe they did for you, reading number 3, and I'm really sorry you had that experience. But on some level, if you go over and over and over it in your mind, you know, what is going to happen is that you're keeping it alive within you, and energetically that can attract sort of more of the same in some way, shape or form. It's time to release that. This card says, you know, when we release this, in doing so, we no longer need to keep the memory of what happened alive within us, and this choice reinstates our entitlement to be in charge of our own lives. It's very interesting for those of you that checked in with the moon phases for the coming week and the bit that I did about the whole coming month. This is a card that showed up in the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon diary. Believe in yourself. Oh, super souls, you are important, you are lovable, you are special, you are a unique and extraordinary person, wherever you have come from. Whatever has happened to you in the past, it is time to let go of any negative perceptions that you may carry about yourself. You are important. Believe in yourself. This is the turning point. Be a little willow, honor little willow, and embrace everything that you deserve. Embrace the vision of the things that you didn't believe would be possible for you. Beautiful, reading number 3. Okay, we are going to draw perhaps just a couple more angel cards, maybe just one even. I do not know what's going to be shown to us. Definitely this one. Guinea pig. Do your part to illuminate the universe. It's gorgeous. They are really gentle souls. Guinea pigs, for anyone that's ever had them, they are very gentle souls. They're very steady. They're very accepting. Do your part to illuminate the universe. Make a personal choice. Eagle. Seize opportunities courageously. And Deer. Trust in the support of the universe. These are beautiful cards. Reading number 3. You can choose to move beyond something, because it's actually, this reading is really saying this is now in the past, and some of the repetitive experiences that I think you've had, you've dealt with them. You've done that. Been there, bought the t-shirt, let it go, move beyond it. Don't ruminate. It just means the energy will cling to you, and you are worth 1 billion times more than the stuff that happened to you. Do your part to illuminate the universe, Archangel Mary. Eagle, Archangel BACP. Seize opportunities courageously. This is time for you to revision your life. Trust in the support of the universe. I love this. Archangels Michael and Faith. Dear energy. There's such a gentle energy. It feels as though there is so much love and support, and that this week the guidance for you, beautiful, reading number 3, is to literally allow yourself to embrace this shift. And what an amazing opportunity around the energy of a new moon. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friends. Thank you for joining me. If you would like to get notification of any of my readings, I've been uploading spontaneous readings. I'm setting up like a playlist. It's called Timeless Readings, and the link is in the information box below. I'm uploading spontaneously random readings around questions. So it might be a yes or a no, or a how will this pan out, or what is this person thinking of me? Is this my soulmate? These kind of readings. And I'm putting them into a timeless playlist so you can access them at any time. But if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings, including the weekly guidance every Sunday, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon it should come through for you in your stream. Thank you for liking and sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any ideas around questions you would like to be asked for those timeless readings, put them in the comments, because I will then, I do write them down, and I will, when the timing is right, I will do those readings at some point in the future and get them in that playlist for you. And yeah, also guys, I have a monthly prize draw where I give away a free private reading and a pack of these Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. So it's a subscriber offer. If you'd like to be on that list, if you add yourself to my subscriber email, again, the link is in the information box below and the comments for phone users. So jump into that, and once you're on that list, you're on it forever. You'll be in the monthly prize draw. A colleague draws the name from a hat, or the names, every month, and I post the winners, the announcement of the winners, after one of the Sunday readings. So watch out for that as well. Beautiful, beautiful reading number 3. This is an absolute turning point for you. It's gorgeous energy. It's a new beginning, and I am so sorry that you had such a tough time, because you really, really did. But it is finally coming to its close, and this is a real new dawn for you. Tons and tons and tons of love.